So we're going to have a little bit of fun here. We're going to import a few hundred parts or items into ZZ. So I'm going to create a new library and we'll just call it video parts. Okay, save. So what I want to do is I have a Google sheet here, and it is lined up in the same fashion with the headers and everything as the let me open this up all the way, see if that helps. Let's go a little bit bigger. So I have everything here, all right, and it's lined up with the way that the ZZ takeoff headers are. Okay, so that's really important one. Okay, you can't be out of order or anything like that, because what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and copy. Let's copy all the fertilizer, and we're just going to hit Command C on my Mac, and then what we're going to do is go on back to our ZZ takeoff, and then we're going to hit the plus button in the items here, and we're going to say batch insert, and then you go here, and all you're going to do is hit Command V or paste. Okay, so it just put everything in there. Okay, so now we have add items, but I want to show you something before I add them. I made everything a singular count, a point count for the formula, because most of the time you're not really going to use the formula until you put it into the assembly, and it may change. It's just a good way of checking to make sure. Obviously, if it's a pipe, you can do linear divided by 20 to round up to get the number of pieces of pipe. But that's going to be your decision. For me personally, I just put in point count, and then when I add the item and I go to use it, I'll make that change in the formula to match that specific function. Okay, so let's say this was going to be by area. Then I could do, the point count, I could change it to an area takeoff instead of a count. There's, I can do all kinds of fun stuff like that. So when we do fertilizer, we want to know how many pounds per thousand, things like that. So we'll get more into formulas on the next video. But for now, I just wanted to show you how to bring those in. Okay, and you can keep adding. I'm going to go back to this Google sheet, and we stopped here. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight all of this all the way across. And let's go down and let's see if we can get a few hundred more. Okay, so Command C on my Mac. I'll go back here, batch insert items, hit here, Command V or paste. And there we go, we can add those items. So anyways, it's a very nice function to work with to get all those parts in. And then you can kind of regroup them if you want. You can have all your fertilizers if you want into a folder, or all your mulches, your cubic yard stuff. So again, you just have to have it set up to match this insert column headers, okay? And if you have some empty rows, you can fill them out there. Like if it's a certain cost, it'll list all the costs for you. So don't feel like you can't give it a try. I like to stick to about 100 or 200 items at a time, and I'll put them in folders as I do. So I kind of keep all those parts handy, because you could have thousands of parts. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it helps you get those parts in and fall even more in love with ZZ Takeoff. All right, thanks for watching.